Today we're going to make a card using basic shapes in Cricut Design Space. So you will be able to follow these directions and make a card for free. So first we want to create this rectangle that is the large base of our card. So we're going to insert a shape of a square. And I'm going to click on that square and go up to my color and change it to white. And now I'm going to use the little unlock function here so that I can make my square into a rectangle by changing its proportions. And for this first rectangle, I'm going to want this to be 5¼ by 7½. Okay, so now we're going to go back to shapes and insert a score line. The score line is going to make that center crease of our card. So there it is. First thing I want to do is rotate it 90 degrees. And then I'm going to make that the same width as my card, which is 5¼ So now I have to select both the score line and the card base. So I can do that either by making a large window around both of them, or I can click on one and hold my shift key down on my keypad, and then click on the other one over here on the layers panel. So when you have things selected on the layers panel, you can see that the background for those objects are actually darker because I have 1, 2 things selected versus all of these are the other card that's not selected. Okay, so with both of those selected, let's go to align, and I'm going to say center them perfectly on each other. There it is. The score line is now centered exactly on the base. So because I want to hold that position and location, I want to attach the score line to the card base. I'm going to do that by just clicking the attach button in the lower right corner. So now that's perfectly set up. This is my card base. Now I need to do these 2 layers of color. So I'm going to insert another shape of a square, and I'm going to just change that to blue, and we're going to unlock it to make this one 5 by 3½. So now that would fit right in there. And you can see that gives it just a little bit of an offset border. So now I want to do that again. I can right click on this rectangle and duplicate it, or I can click on it and go duplicate up here in the upper right corner. Either way gets you to the same thing. So now I'm going to change this one to a gray, but now I want to change this size because I want a little bit of offset from inside there. So I'm going to go down to 475 and make sure I unlock so that I can make this one 3.25. And now I'm going to place that in here. And there's my basic card. Now, here's the great thing. If you select everything and group it together, group keeps everything functioning as separate layers, but you can adjust and size them together. So let's say you decided you love this card, but you want to make it into a smaller, kind of more gift bag card. Now you can just scale it down, and it's cutting everything the same proportions to each other, but on a much smaller scale. Or you can size it big up and make it an oversized card. So that's how to design and create your basic card. Now let's hit make it. You can see that the different layers are sorted by colors, and the Cricut's going to put each one on a separate mat. First, we're going to cut the white card base. It's going to also put the score line in there. Then we're going to cut the other 2 colored layers. For this card, I'm going to use paper from Die Cuts with a View, Graduation Stack, and the Painted Flowers. One of the pieces I'm using is this little embellishment, which I just cut out from one of the larger stacks. I will also need a tape runner. Always good to have your two-way glue stick, some washi tape, and a pair of scissors. So let's get started. For my model machine, I have to insert the score tool. So I'm just going to stick that in the holder and clip that back shut. And now I'll load my machine. And now I have to switch back to the blade. It's nice how easily these pop in and out. And now I press the button again. Use your spatula to get it started. Load the next paper. And our third paper. Now let's assemble the card. I'm going to start with my card base. I'm going to find the score line and start to kind of crease it a little bit. And then once I have a little bit of a crease going, I can take my bone folder and kind of go along the edge to make a nice crease. Now let's assemble these. I'm going to take this blue and have it be the backing on here, but I think I want to add a little embellishment here. I could just make this a quick and simple card and layer these on here and be done, but I'm going to take it to the next step. I'm going to take this washi tape, extra little embellishment. The nice thing about this tape, it's kind of got a transparent look to it, so it's a very subtle look, but it just helps to add a little something. And now I can tuck those ends behind. I'm going to take my tape runner, put a little tape on the back, and adhere that. And now I'm going to take this little square that I cut out of the cardstock, set that right on here. And now I'm going to take the whole thing and put it on my card base. I'm going to flatten that back out so I can really get on top of it and center it nice. So this is a simple, basic card. This one's obviously a graduation card, but I could do this for a birthday, for a thank you, for a wedding. Quick and easy. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and leave me comments if you have questions about this card. I'd love to see your variations of it. Also, make sure to subscribe.